I'm going to take you through page options in SociDynamo because there's a lot of customization things that you can do based on how you want your page to look and feel. So if we click Add New to add a new page, and we'll just call this page 99. As always, we need to start by choosing the SociDynamo page template. Now once we've done that, it's going to open up all these other options, so I want to show you what these things are. So the page title, you could turn it on or off, and what that is right here. You can see that it puts the title, it's basically just the name of your page, and it puts it there if you have, whatever name you put here will appear as the page title. You can turn that on or off. The search bar or search box is right here. And so this can be turned on or off as well, depending on what your preferences are. And then the categories is this drop-down box right here. And when people click on it, it shows a list of all the categories on your site. So they can literally go and sort just by the exact category that they want to look at. Now, the categories down here will list all of the categories that are on your page. And based on what categories content you want to show, you can either choose just one, and it will only show that particular set of content, or you can choose all, and it'll show all of the SociDynamo posts that you've created. So the purpose of this is if you just want one big catch-all site where you're gonna have tons of stuff, you just select all, and you can break the stuff down into different categories if you want. But let's say you wanted to have a niche website about Hollywood and pop culture. You could create a category called Hollywood, you could choose just Hollywood, and then when you're in here creating posts, and I'm just going to show this to you just so you're totally clear on it. These are the categories. It's not the categories that you are typically associate WordPress with. It's SociDynamo categories. So you go in here, and these are all your categories. If you want to add one, you just enter the title of it and you click Add. Okay, and so you can add and you can delete them just like that. Now, any of these categories are the ones that you can select from in terms of information to show on your page. And then when you create posts, it allows you to not just select the source, but which category you want to put it in. So the purpose of this and the value in this is it's an awesome feature because what it allows you to do is it allows you to create a complete gigantic site, and you can do tons of different niches. So for example, if you wanted to do a SociDynamo pets site, you could do a category for cats, a category for dogs, a category for birds. You could search, find content and products from each of those things, tag them with those categories, and then create a new page for each one on one site. And you'd have a cat's page, a dog page, a bird page, and they would all be selectable by the drop-down menu also from anyone who hit your site. So you'd have like this massive site of all kinds of pets. You could do it with electronics. You could do it with, as many different things as you want. So you could do a lot with categories. Now, the next thing as it relates to pages is the feature box. Now, the feature box is this red box that you see up here. And you have a lot of options. First of all, you can obviously change the color of it to whatever you want it to be. For the background color, you can ask it to follow people down the page. So as they scroll down, it stays on the top of the page and scrolls down with them. Or you can make it static, so it just stays at the top, and as they scroll down, it stays up there. Or you can even disable it. So if you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it at all. And then the content for the feature box, you're going to find down here in the SociDynamo feature. Okay, so it's a widgetized area where you can drag widgets and put that whatever you want there, whatever content you want to be in the feature box. Then there's the body of the page. Now the body of the page, you have all of these different textures. Okay, so as you can see, these are all white, but behind it you have this gray area where it's solid gray right now. If you want to add a texture to that, you can choose any of these textures just by clicking on them. And you can also change the color. So it'll change the texture and the color if you choose to do that for the background. Now when we come down to SociDynamo posts, This is every time you click on any of these, okay, this is a post. So when you click on this, the post options control what appears here. So for the posts, you have the title and excerpt. If you want to turn that stuff off, you can. All right, so if you wanted these to just be images and you wanted like an image blog, you could do that. You could turn off the title, you could turn off the description, turn off the title, turn off the excerpt on any of these if you want. You can also set a default image. Sometimes when you're grabbing content from these other social sources, there may be images that don't carry over. You know, for whatever reason, it comes up as empty. In that case, you can actually upload a default image that it will use so your posts don't look totally blank or have like an image placeholder. Okay, so that will control the posts. And then your page widgets are where you can really customize what you're going to be doing in terms of look and feel when people are clicking on your actual posts. So you have all of these widgets, okay, and these are your standard WordPress widgets. So if you add other plugins that have widgets, chances are those widgets will appear here and you can use them with SociDynamo. So the way it's going to work is you have a left sidebar area, and I'm going to show you where all of this stuff is. So if I click on this again, you have your left sidebar area here. You have a right sidebar area, which is obviously over here. You have a footer, which is below the content. You have a header, which is above it. And then you have the feature area, which is that red box. And you could put widgets in any of these. Now, if you'll notice, there are no widgets on any of these. There's no content. That's because when you set these default widgets, these will appear on every post that you create if you check the box. Okay, so if you want this content, the stuff that you drag over here to appear on Twitter posts, you check the box. Facebook, YouTube, and so on and so on. And so this way you have total control over where these widgets are going to show. If you don't want them to show on affiliate product pages, just don't check Amazon, eBay, and Commission Junction. If you want it to show on all of them, then you show it on all of them. And then you just update your page. Now you can drag those widgets wherever you want, and you can add content to these areas. Now you can also override, even if you select Twitter, for example, whatever you put in these widget areas will appear on every Twitter post. However, you can override it on the post level as well. Okay, and I'm going to explain that to you in a second. But for right now, let's just put some content in here just so we have you know, some information, and so some things will show. I don't really have any exciting widgets here, so I'll just put footer widget because I didn't add anything exciting, but you can certainly use whatever you want. Okay, so then you have the SociDynamo feature, and we'll just put feature widget. And then we'll close that out, and then we'll do the same thing with the header. Okay? So this is so you can see how it works. All right, so now, if we take a look at the page, we'll see now we have the header widget here, we have the footer widget there, we have the categories over here on the left and recent posts on the right, because that is where those particular things are dragged. Okay, so we can customize this any way that we want, and it takes a little bit of getting used to in terms of playing with it. But then if you decided that, okay, I want it on all of my, you know, whatever, Twitter posts, but I don't want these to appear on this one particular post, you could change that as well. And I'll show you how to change that in the posts video. But that is basically how you're going to work with pages. You can create as many pages as you want, and you could customize and edit these options in any way that you want to as well. But it gives you a lot of customizability in terms of how to set up your site and how to make it so you can add monetization and content to, you know, every single post. You know, it isn't just the affiliate products that you add to your actual page, because even if somebody clicked this to watch the trailer of Deadpool or whatever, they could still, you could put other content here, you could put an opt-in box, you could put in whatever it is that you want to appear there, and still be able to, to cash in that way as well. So that is how you work with pages.